the territory that you're walking or the things that you're interested in and your take on them is so unique that it takes time to even just understand the vocabulary and the grammar of how you speak and how you think and how you behave and how you view the world. There are a couple of keywords we can start with. I'm going to start with the hardest one. It's hard because it's the most unique. It's a word that you use over and over, and I don't think other people really understand what you're saying. Even I still barely understand what you're saying. I have some concept of it, but it's a mental shift that is so important that I think it's really important to understand and to examine carefully what you mean before we get into the rest. And that word is prescriptions. Let's talk about prescriptions.
Prescriptions are how-tos. They are hacks and they are techniques and methods, various methodologies to get somewhere. When you talk about something from the standpoint of a mechanical behavior, turning on a computer, riding a bicycle, prescriptions are useful. The problem is that whenever you venture into the realm of art in any form, be it in business or sports or even in the setting of finding peace in your life or freedom or arriving at enlightenment or all of these so-called spiritual pursuits, those things cannot be prescriptionized. If you attempt to prescriptionize them, what happens is the prescription becomes the new God. You begin to try to live up to the prescription. In the beginning, you had a place to go. I want to go to X. Then you introduce an intermediary, the prescription. This is how you get to X. Then what will happen is that your mind will begin to focus upon the intermediary, and it will enter into a deal, which it never signed up for. That deal is that for the rest of your life, you will attempt to satisfy the intermediary. In all domains, you have many people who do great things. The Buddha attained enlightenment. You have Michael Jordan and Tiger Woods doing amazing things in golf, and Elon Musk and various individuals who do great things in business, and even yourself. If you take what those people did and you write a book and said that these people did X, if you follow that, you will not become them. You will not.
I've found business biographies to be useless for building a great business. They're good for inspiration. I can read Steve Jobs' bio and be inspired, but I can't be Steve Jobs. And if I want to be amazing at something, then I have to find my own way there. For mechanical things, how-tos work. But when you're trying to operate at the top of a field, or when you're trying to do something creative, how-tos don't work beyond the most extreme basics. When you're first starting something, it is actually a mechanical endeavor. You're just figuring out how to drive a car. But when you're trying to figure out how to race it around a track faster than anyone else, then all coaches and techniques and prescriptions have to fall by the wayside, and you are at the edge of the art.
That's correct. Now, the problem is conditioning. When there's only been one loudspeaker in a person's ear for his entire life, then that is his norm, and that is the only language that he knows. That paradigm of how to is so embedded inside the culture. It is so deeply embedded inside the cortex of the human brain that the idea of omitting it or the idea of even challenging its existence is completely off the wall. It is so otherworldly and antithetical that it takes years to even get to the point where the idea of prescriptions being a impediment to whatever that you seek begins to dawn.